Okay, so on this one, what we're going to do is we're going to connect the HooToo Tripmate Titan. We're going to connect it to a wireless network. I have one here set up specifically used for testing other devices. Kind of keeps it off my regular wireless network. And I still have I actually have attached a second device to it that has videos on it, but I'm not going to go into that one right now. But let's go into the settings to connect this to the internet. So this, as you can see, this is the battery status icon. This is the internet status icon. Once it's connected, this will go from the gray disabled to the essentially enabled active color. So, which I think is green, but we'll come back and check that. So on to settings, we want network, and let me just illustrate that I've got two USB thumbsticks on there, and when you have multiple thumbsticks, they show up as such. As mentioned in the instructions, and as I mentioned, I think in the very first video, even in the hardware descriptions, you have up to 4 devices you can add. So there's some kind of limit in the firmware of the HooToo Tripmate Titan that only lets you add 4 devices. But on to connecting to the wireless, it will scan the wireless access because that's what's currently enabled. I will do one with the wired access, but since this is more of a travel device, let's stick with the wireless for now. My Wi-Fi access point is actually a hidden SSID, so I actually have to enter it here through other network. Don't let, I hear some people kind of mentioned in videos and stuff that I watch, that hiding your SSID is a form of security. It is not. Please do not please don't do that. You can, but it is not any form of security. All you're doing is just you're not identifying the signal. As long as people can read the signal, because it's a wireless, they'll be able to have access to it. So they'll eventually get into it. So hiding it is just one additional step to kind of try to get into your network. So here, this I've already typed in is Skylab. I have the security settings here. So whatever you have set up for your wireless. Encryption here, I have AES enabled only. So if you either have a mix, this actually will potentially cause it to fail if you don't have the right one selected. And then the WPA key. Click save. And after waiting for a little bit, the other thing too you'll notice on your Tripmate Titan is that the LED with the Wi-Fi icon on it will go from blue to green. So it will actually show on the device that you're connected to a wireless, to the internet. Unfortunately, doing this will have your speed on the wireless because it's essentially dual loading your one wireless device. So it splits the speed in half. There are numerous other people who've done bandwidth tests for it. I'm not going to do it. It's interesting, but I think in all honesty, it really doesn't illustrate much other than you're essentially sharing your bandwidth for outgoing connections to then incoming in terms of local sharing. And this is taking a little longer than I expected. What I'm going to do is pause the video and wait till this connects and then come back. Okay? I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so once the internet has, once the connection has finally gone through, I've entered the password, connected to the SSID, you'll see that there's a checkbox here, or a check mark, and if I let it hover, it will say connection successful. So now we can go back to the home screen with the little home icon that was up there, and we see here that the internet icon is now enabled. Unfortunately, this still seems to be an issue, so we'll see if HooToo will update this firmware. There seems to be an issue with this reporting, so if you'd seen my firmware upgrade video, when I first initially attempted to do the upgrade from 022 to 068, I reported that as a odd bug. Maybe I didn't notice it before, but now it's once it drops below 75%, or there's only 3 LEDs lit on the device, and you can check the status by just quickly pressing the button at the top. It somehow is reporting only 25%. So there seems to be a very weird issue with that. So I would trust the LEDs on the device and not so much what the software is reporting here, or the internal web server on the device is reporting, because that seems to be a bit off. And there's no quick way to actually test or to verify that I'm on the internet other than actually just going to a web page. So here's just Google, and you can go to HooToo.com, and I'm connected through the HooToo device onto the network connection of, let me get back on the status page, and it will tell me that it's connected over Skylab. So there is that one issue of how do you connect to a, say you're at a hotel or something where you're required to connect up a device and actually enter some information. I don't know. At some point I may be able to test that, but I don't have any, I don't actually visit any locations that actually have portal sites. Maybe I'll try to see if I can do this over a Starbucks or something, because I know there is a portal that asks you to click continue to enter to get access to the network, but maybe at that point I'll do that. But that pretty much concludes this one. What I'm going to do next, or for the next part in this tutorial series, is I'm going to do the wired access one, and however that will be even quicker than this, or it's a matter of, since it doesn't detect a physical connection, it won't actually, this is still grayed out. So until next time, thanks for watching.